First on Fox tonight, Portland's gun violence gets worse. Officers say they responded to 9 shootings in just 16 hours. The violence wasn't contained to just one neighborhood. Take a look at this map. From the Springwater Trail to Southeast Portland to North Portland, you can see just how many calls came in that police had to respond to. Fox 12's Audrey Wheel is following up on these shootings. She also checked in with police about some of the challenges in finding and arresting the suspects. She joins us now live. Audrey.
Nora, these shootings all happened from midday yesterday up until about 4:30 this morning. And as you saw with that map spanning several parts of the city from north to northeast to southeast. It's the talk of this neighborhood Wednesday evening. No doubt the talk of many Portland neighborhoods after 9 shootings in a 16-hour span.
I heard these pap, 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 pap sounds. Unfortunately, I've become very familiar with that kind of sound.
You wouldn't know it now, but here near Mount Scott Park, where George Morris lives, is where police say officers found more than 20 cartridge casings and a house hit by gunfire.
It's scary. You don't know really what direction it's coming from. You just know it's coming right next to your house.
In another shooting, officers found a man shot on Northeast Columbia Boulevard. He was taken to the hospital with critical injuries. And in yet another one near the Lloyd Center, officers also found someone who'd been shot and was taken to the hospital. There was also a shooting in which a service dog was killed during an argument at a convenience store. Detectives haven't shared suspect information in any of the 9 shootings and are asking for witnesses to come forward. So far in 2021, there have been 830 shootings in Portland, leaving 270 people hurt. There have been 62 killings, not all gun-related. Police have made 20 arrests in those and say in 3 cases they have a suspect and are waiting for either a grand jury or further direction from the district attorney.
Sometimes it can be really challenging to solve a shooting case, especially where you have very little evidence. When it comes to homicide investigations, they're incredibly complex, and we may have an idea of who may have been involved, but that is not going to get us a conviction.
And Police Sergeant Kevin Allen says a lot of times they need more help from the community, and there are cases where witnesses or even victims aren't cooperative. Police have also had dedicated efforts to try to combat gun violence, and they are currently working on a new team. First, to bring you up to speed, PPB used to have the Gun Violence Reduction Team, or GVRT. That was a combination of preventative and investigative work, building relationships, getting guns off the street. But there was concern about how that work was being done. The team disbanded when the police budget was cut last year. This year, the Enhanced Community Safety Team, or ECST, was established. That is solely investigative. They respond after a shooting, gather evidence, talk to witnesses and victims. Then that brings us back to the new unit now in the works called the Focus Intervention Team, or FIT. It will focus on prevention and have a community oversight group. Months after it was announced, police are still recruiting sergeants, and there are no officers on the team yet.
We understand there's urgency. We understand that shootings are happening far too often in our community. But we also know that if we push forward too fast and build a team and then lose the support of the community, then we're back to square one.
And we're told there has been some concern from officers about how the team will work and if the community will support it. Reporting live in Southeast Portland, Audrey Wheel, Fox 12 Oregon.